The last question I have here for you, Robert, is it has to do with the Optimist, and I don't know how much you know what's going on behind the scenes with Tesla.
Quite a bit. I've been interviewing
Oh,
everybody and trying to figure it out. And I've been
nice.
visiting a lot of robot companies here in Silicon Valley and talking to the Chinese. I've talked to the guys who are making the software for Unitree, which just won all the gold medals at their Olympics last week, right? So I have a list on X of all the robot people and all the robot companies. So I'm able to watch robotics and brain computer interfaces because of X. If you're not on X and watching my lists, you're hurting yourself, because I've done the hard work of putting these all into organized lists so you can open up X Pro and watch the world go by and see what people are saying. And smart people will tell you things about companies, right? I just bought some new bank in Brazil. What's that?
Yeah, that's amazing, because I'm very curious to know, like, how advanced is Tesla's Optimus, because we don't see it often.
Yeah.
Only some videos every few months, and many people are saying that, oh, Tesla's Optimus, how can they be ahead? But we can't see it, even though Elon has mentioned many times that they're ahead. They are ahead, but they don't show Optimus because competitors.
They might be behind today, can they show you off a thing or two? No, but they have the data. Go back to the Golden Gate Bridge. Who has the data of the Golden Gate Bridge? Who's going to be able to bring that data into a simulator, which is how these robot companies are training their robots to do various things, right? So how are they going to bring that data into a simulator to do the reinforcement learning, to train the robot? Who has the factories to make robots? Who has the factories to train the robots, right? They have dozens of Optimus running at Fremont factory right now. And workers are showing the robot how to do specific jobs, training it over and over again to build the simulator, build the data, build the understanding of what human beings do with their hands, right? In putting together a part or building an electric motor or something like that, or even just moving things around. Who has the factories in America? Now, Chinese have factories, but I'm talking just about America. Who has the brand? Who has the NVIDIA cards, the data centers, hundreds of thousands of NVIDIA cards and data centers to build the models? You start putting it all together, it's like, it might look like Optimus is behind, but no. They're able to come in, even if somebody gets a little ahead on a cute dance move or something like that, they're able to come in and ship a robot eventually at scale that, Figure or Boston Dynamics or Foundation Robotics can't do. They just don't have the same advantages. Everybody in robotics says Tesla's ahead, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Foundation Robotics, I interviewed him, and he tore apart Tesla's advantages and knows it very deeply, because he's trying to compete with Tesla and find a market before, that Tesla won't see. And that's a legitimate way to go. He'll probably do pretty good because he's, thinking that way and really analyzing the competitors. But he says Tesla's ahead.
That's crazy.
Elon's talking. The only one to worry about is China, because our American business is going to buy Unitree robots or buy Tesla robots or buy.
I don't think that U.S. will even allow companies to buy Chinese
the
robots.
hell out of them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's kind of a national security. If you want to bring all these robots from China that will collect the data, that'll go back to the CCP. I don't know, man. That's it'll be cheaper, I guess, but you're paying in other ways, I mean, that is just.
Anyways, I don't see a competitor for Tesla. Brett Adcock at Figure talks a big game, but he doesn't have the same advantages. He might get ahead, in reinforcement learning for a certain thing here and there, and he might have a good demo. But 10 years from now, are we buying Optimus or are we buying Figures? I can't see how he is going to get to the place where Elon is, because he just doesn't have the same advantages. And it starts with a Robotaxi, actually. right? Because if
Yeah.
we have a robotaxi on my street and it can bring things to me, well, it can bring me a Optimus, right?
Yeah.
And Brett doesn't have a robotaxi, so he's going to have to rent a,
Mm,
a Tesla or a Waymo to bring a figure to my house, right?
that's right.
And that's going to be a big part, because maybe these start a little expensive for the average consumer, so we're going to rent them for an hour, or to do our cleaning, or a couple hours a week to do our laundry, and then we're going to rent them to our neighbors. I'm going to try to buy a robot eventually, right? I'm going to
Yeah.
buy a cyber cab to do the same thing.
Hmm.
If I buy a 35,000, let's say it's $35,000 to buy a cyber cab, oh, that's not going to sit in my driveway. I'm going to buy
Yeah.
it so that I can put it into the network and drive my neighbors around and make some money, right?
Exactly.
And if it does well at that over years, then when the Optimus comes out, I'm going to do the same thing with Optimus and put an Optimus in the network, right? And say, hey, my neighbors, you can rent an Optimus and it'll come over and clean your house, or do your laundry, or cook you dinner, or take it. My best friend has really bad knees. He can't even take out his own garbage. He'd love an Optimus to show up for a couple hours to take out his garbage and
Yeah.
clean his house and cook some meals, right?
Yeah.
And there it becomes a more affordable prospect for the average American to share a expensive asset like a robot with your neighbors.
What's crazy about the Tesla Optimus is that I think the latest video they showed, which was a few months ago, showing how the thing is like taking out the trash and doing all these sorts of things. I had a light bulb moment going like, wait a minute, these guys, Tesla,
Yeah.
they are making this generalized. They're making it that once it comes out, it's out for anyone who wants to order it. It's not like, it's going to be factories first or then going to family homes. It'll be like, okay, it's ready generalized.
Yeah.
So that part, I'm just like, that is crazy. And then matching it up with what Elon said, he'd be surprised if they're not producing 100,000 robots by 2030. I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's just
And
insane.
that number might be small.
Many are saying
Apple
that.
Apple makes 500,000 a year of these things, right?
Yeah.
And the robot is closer to making one of these than to making a car, right? And so you start thinking, well, if as the cost comes down and the capabilities goes up, the numbers are going to start getting crazy. In fact, I've talked to Elon about this. I was like, do you have a spreadsheet to lay out your predictions of how many sales? He goes, you don't need a spreadsheet. The numbers are insane. That's what he right? You start thinking about, like, there's 60 million people with bad knees alone in America, right? You start with that. My brother owns 2 bars. He wants 7 just to start of humanoid robots to work in his bar. And you start thinking about how many bars are in America like his, how many of them are going to buy a robot the first year, the second year, the third year, the 5th year, right? The 10th year. The numbers just start getting really crazy. And so, again, this is why I'm a 10-year investor. It's like, yeah, and I'll probably be a 20-year investor. If I hope I'm in the place where I never have to, I just give the stock to my kids and they keep going.